a few personality types, and we will see. I feel like I need to look this way because there's a window over there, and I like to look out the window. So we're gonna review some messages that actually just came in right now. So that's pretty fresh, and I haven't read them yet. And we're gonna see how people talk to you, and we're gonna start to learn these personality types. So these ones would mean entertainment. It's a new thing, obviously. Everybody's learning how to become familiar with social media and how to use it. And, some of you guys are amazing at it already, and some of us barely know crap, and some people are not going to learn it whatsoever. They refuse to. So it's just to each their own. But it is the next big thing, and we are the foundation of it. So it's very important that if you do want to know where the money's going to be coming in from, it's definitely through anything computer. Everything's going computer. It's all going kiosk. It's all going all that stuff. So we're going to start to learn how to communicate with people online and how they sound, and we'll be able to try trial and error a few different things, and we'll all be just like actively learning how these people sound. I'm already just feeling a little bit bitchy. Not gonna lie. These people are. I'm not gonna lie. So what we're dealing with right now, if we're doing site to site, we're gonna do a lot of each website, and we're gonna go through all of them. And every site is completely different with how people talk to each other. As you guys know, you're on YouTube. I'm sure you guys have some of them. Have Instagram. You have all these other ones. This particular one is called. It's for you can do any type of modeling with or without your clothes. Basically, long story short. Um, and I have never once actually interacted with anybody from this particular website that is worth interacting with. Some things that they will do is they're calling to see if you're willing to do whatever scene of nastiness that they want you to do. I'm not interested in that at all. So they think that if you basically, they're ridiculous too. That's exactly why they struggle, in my opinion. If you're somebody who's thinking honestly about taking yourself down the route of physical entertainment, then you need to be very, very, very careful and um, take your time with how you approach those things. You don't want to be rushing anywhere when it comes to entertainment. Just like with Easy E and Dre and the Niners and the Hawks, everybody has rivalries out there in that world. People will offer you very, very low pays and stuff like that. So I would not be worrying about getting a job in this industry. It's not going to be hard for you to get a job, but it's going to be hard for you to keep a job if you don't make the right choices. So This one is mostly just actually, it's been 5 years of actually interacting. I've never once had respect for anybody from this whole site, but I did get a few more emails this morning from them, and I just told this one what I was up to. Something that I don't tolerate ever is anybody pretending like they are in the middle of something when we're in the middle of a conversation. Typically, they'll reach out to you, and that's what they'll say if you have a few minutes to talk. And so I'm pretty good at just now responding and telling them what I want and what I am not looking for. They are always just looking for you to pretty much take a couple bucks and then do whatever they want to. You don't need to do all that. You need to be somebody who is confident in who your own self is. Um, Otherwise, you will be just thrown around and tossed around, and nobody will respect you, and everybody will look at you like you will take whatever amount of pay to do whatever they say to do. Oh, he just sent one. It's funny. Yeah, anyways, yeah, he'll say, "Oh yeah, thank you so much for sending me those. I will listen to them in depth later. I'll get back to you soon." He's like, "I'm in the middle of something right now." I said, "Yeah, I appreciate your answer, but I'll see you around and thank you for responding." I was like, nobody does that because you do not want to ever be told, like, if they're gonna do that right off top, then clearly, I already know why he said that. He said that because he wants to do a nasty type of shoot. You do not need to do shoots with other people to get rich. I've never once done a shoot with anyone in my shoots. It's always solo, every time. So if you are somebody who is getting contacted from anyone who wants you to do a non-solo scene, that's the choice that you just made, okay? And hopefully you don't regret it. Um, we'll respond to a couple more from that site before we move on, just so I can show you guys how they talk, but I'm already getting irritated. Everybody's different from all the sites. You guys are great. You guys are pretty just mature. YouTube's really mature. You guys just tell me what's up every time. Facebook, you're just a bunch of sweethearts. You're all a bunch of sweethearts, but some sites, they're not the business. I'll show you guys what a few of the other dating websites today that you maybe have never seen. You'll see how they all everyone that talk differently. Everyone is different in the way they talk. It's crazy. So, what are we going on right now? We're on sexy jobs. So, I'll write these down. Anything that I show you is legal, and it's some ways that you can make pretty quick money, if that's what you need to do. I did Airbnb and rental. I have this is my 4th business license, so the Airbnb went really well. I totally recommend you guys do an Airbnb or Vrbo or Booking.com. In my first year, I made $150,000. So if you want to know how to do good with your rentals, do not rent the whole house out. You do each room like the Friends episode or the Big Brother house. It'll take you a little bit to get in the swing of what customers belong together, and you'll probably find a preference over a period of time of what renters you prefer to rent to. But that's the main thing right there, is that you're really good at your customer service. You'll make bank. Everything's super easy when it comes to making money. Money is never really hard to make for me. I have a hard time doing quality time. I'm not a quality time doer. I'm more of a worker. So we can actually try. Yeah, and actually, I'm pretty sure I did try to call that person too. That's a big one right there, is if they don't answer when you try to call them, don't even bother with them. Yeah, right, dude. As if. Why would you even hit somebody up and not make them the most biggest priority when you're asking them to be part of your company? So sexy jobs, I have nothing really good to say about. But I did upload and update my resume slightly this morning for that one, and I put my other links on it. So you can see that they're already following that, they're already tracking that, and so they're going to hopefully scan that code and I'll make money elsewhere, but I'm not taking anything from these. This site is disgusting. It's very trashy, low people that, in my opinion, don't have they don't have any clientele. If anybody ever asks you if you want to model, ask them if they have a website. Don't say the word link because if you click a link that is a virus or something like that, then it will just take you right to where you don't want to be. Oh yeah, I told him already too. Because if you guys go on to another one, I'll write it down here. Seeking arrangement. That's my favorite one, is seeking arrangements personally. Seeking arrangements have been really good to me. Um, that's where I found Jeff. It just lets you make arrangements with people, and you don't have to. You could. It's literally just like a prearranged. Doesn't matter what it is. If you just say, "Oh, I want to go pick flowers every freaking Thursday, on the third Thursday of the month," and that's what I want you to do as my boyfriend, is take me to pick flowers, and that's what the fuck you'll do. So it's just a prearranged thing. It's supposed to be an honest thing. I think that if you guys have honesty and you have authenticity, then you should be fine. If you try to lie and wing it, nobody will care, and you'll just be taken advantage of, and you'll end up feeling used and just a little bit more worn. So real estate's a great one. I can help you with that. I can help you if you need to buy a house. Any of that's easy. This was at least not a bad offer. I say they were like, well, who knows? A podcast. Now they're probably lying. That's what they're gonna say. They're gonna say it's a podcast, but it's not. I'm gonna take you guys closer. We're gonna switch out this show. Okay. A podcast. Okay, so we'll have to call that one. We'll just see what he says. I've never had the podcast thing before. If it wasn't a nasty podcast, I don't mind doing all freaky stuff. But if you're gonna get freaky, then I feel like that's less sanitary for me personally. Feels like you would have like more success if you just took it in a slower motion. Yeah, this guy sounds like a fucking straight fucking corporate leader that's pre-written. Everything's pre-written. They may or may not have money. We're gonna look it up right now. It wouldn't matter either way. I wouldn't work with them because it's scripted. I don't do scripted, even though it's organized, but scripted stuff is it's very controlled. You'll be booted if you don't do everything that like, even when I worked for Great Clips, we went to Minneapolis last year for their 40th anniversary, and every single person on stage, legit, was scripted. Well, I'm looking at Freedom Media. That's what they're calling themselves. So anytime somebody says that they're somebody, they should have like a name or a title. You just start with Googling it or ask them to send you their company name. This one, obviously, with its extensiveness, has a few people that work office and type this up. And I can see that that seems accurate because they have 30,000 followers. They have 29. They actually do have a 4.4 review, so that's not terrible. But this is all government stuff over here, so that's interesting. I'm going to tell them they want me to send them a few pictures. That's not going to happen. So, what we're going to do is when they tell you to send your stuff to them, hopefully you already have a link or a site like that's set up already. And what you're going to now do is you're going to counteract that and you're going to actually send them your website information and they can click that and go pay to see those pictures. So that's how that's going to go. So I'll do that for them now. Sorry. It worked. That's good. I changed some of my settings around, and it was saying that my email is under a protected email, and so it was trying to get me to actually change it up. Yeah, they all sound retarded. Hey, are you ready to dive into something exhilarating? I'm on the hunt for. They're looking for a supposed co-host to do their podcast, but I'm gonna say that sounds wonderful. We're really just bullshitting, and we are going to now refer them, just like I told you, back to your own website. You're the one being contacted, so they obviously took interest into you. So if they ever ask you to send your work, which is your pictures, never do that for free anymore. You don't need to do that for free. There's so many people that are getting straight paid so much money. And we'll set up a couple of those together too. Okay, I don't do the feet stuff, but what I can tell you about it is the feet thing is interestinger than I thought. It's stinky, dirty feet. I didn't know that. Um, so if you can make money off stinky, dirty feet, but yeah, it has nothing to do with you having cute manicured or pedicured feet or nothing about that. It's actually how dirty and stinky they must be when you get off of work. So if you're somebody who has stinky feet, do your thing. I'm not wearing no stinky ass socks to make money, but to each their own. So I pulled that up here now on my computer so I can type faster, more thorough. Yeah, his is like 56 pages long, but that's where you just know it's not really them excited talking to you. That's a pre-written scripted corporate thing, which is decent. I mean, at least when it's scripted, you know that they have at least a couple bucks, and it did look like he had about 29,000 followers, so that's not terrible, I guess. But I don't know how many years he's been doing it. That's gonna be something we'll look at, but I can tell you anytime, every time is babe, don't even try it, bro. Like if they ever hitting you up, you're the prize. Bro, nobody goes and looks for people to model if you're actually that popular. The models will be booked. You'll be booked solid. That's just how life is. When you're actually good at your career, you are booked solid. So don't let anybody ever fool you if they're like, oh yeah, do you want to? I got this great opportunity. You have a great opportunity for me, and you're the who are you? They're like, yeah, I'm the owner. I'm the CEO. You're like, wow, because usually the CEO always goes out there and looks for he's recruiting to. No, the CEO doesn't recruit. The CEO doesn't look. The CEO that like these people, you gotta be careful with that. They'll say some stupid shit like, oh yeah, I'm an agent and I'm just looking for models. So then the next thing you're gonna find out when you say if you can send up, they'll send you their website. They may or may not have one. They'll start him hawing around the bush. They'll say all the reasons why they don't have one. Some of them are even ridiculous. They'll say straight up that somebody screwed them over and that they had to actually delete the website because of the reason that person screwed them over. It can get really retarded sounding really quick. Don't ever interact with any of those people. If you ever do start going down the modeling road and you want to do this for a living, then just hit me up. We've been doing this for years at the colleges. That's what I usually do. We do any type of photo shoot, like from pinup to lingerie to anything you can think of. And so this has been an ongoing thing that we've done as a career for years. We're just going to take it up to the next level now and create our own group of girls. Which is where they're running into more issues with me because they're trying to actually have me be added to their group. It's not what I'm looking for. So I just put, hey there, yeah, thank you for reaching out with interest regarding my resume. Please check out my podcast channels because that's what he's trying to bribe me with saying now I'd be perfect for his podcast, his porno podcast. Wow, that's different than mine. But please check out my podcast channel, I told him. And I gave him my name, Facebook, I gave him my YouTube channel, and I gave him my OnlyFans. And I said, when you have subscribed to my OF, please inbox me from there where we can chat further if you like what you see. Looking forward to seeing you there. I am excited to hear more about you. That's a lie. I don't care about hearing anything else about them. At this point, they're scripted. They only have 30,000 followers. I'm only a couple behind. So, um, depending on how many years they have been doing their work, it's only been 1 month for me since I started my OF, and I'm already in the top 9.2 creators. So, just be watching for that. So, that's done. We don't really need to. Oh, here's another one. Cleo, huh? Cleo Connors over here. I do like this idea though. These are just webcam models. So the webcam, I've never done it yet, but I think I'm going to sign up today probably because we should just do it right now. Let me see. Let's see if these ones are worth it really quick. I always like to research the company name first because there's no point in doing anything if the person's not on good terms himself. It's getting bad so far. I'm already almost done. It's a 4-word title. It's live models worldwide, and nothing has even popped up yet in the whole freaking search. So that's how you also know somebody's not popular. If you look Tara Dana up, better be, hopefully I'm freaking at the number one. Dude, sometimes when I even go to Vegas, I'm still the number one Tara. So always watch for that. Keep an eye on your name. It is actually the international leader in talent. So that's good. I don't really see him. It's just, yeah, his name. It's like if somebody makes the same shampoo bottle almost as like the Victoria's Secret, the purple ones at the dollar store, and they're trying to act like they're something. He has not even picked up nothing. I think he just makes his name sound very similar to other people's so that it can almost confuse you like this. Cleo Connors, live models worldwide. It was like, I'm fucking still searching. You're nobody. Yeah, he's done. Here's some of his work. Yeah, I always look at their models. Cleo's a girl. She's kind of bitchy. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I'm getting a sick feeling, but sometimes I feel like that. Sometimes I'm like, I don't think I like her, and then she and I are like super similar, and we are exactly the same. I'm like, what the fuck? She looks kind of bitchy though. I'm surprised it's a girl though. I don't really know. The girl, a girl? See what she has to say, huh? Let's text her. This should be interesting. I've never had a Cleo Carter's hit me up. I don't mind chicks. They're just crazy, man. They're fucking pissed all the time and shit. Like, girls get crazy, dude, even when I rent to them. I guess her models are not so ugly. She at least has a decent job on her website. Uh oh. So the video chat, you flirt. I've never done it, but we can try it. Let's see. Fuck, might as well. Let's see what happens when we do the online chat. Maybe I'm sure there's text, probably video and phone call. I actually went to an interview by accident one time for that. I didn't know what the heck they were talking about. They'll keep asking you to do different like voices in the middle of your interview, and you're just like, "What the fuck are you asking me that shit for, bro? That's weird questions." When you are given these jobs, they vary in price. I set my own price right off top. I just felt like the price for like yourself should be high personally. Some people feel like you should mean nothing or whatever they've decided, but it's your choice. I set my standard a few hundred higher than I guess what everybody else ever has even ended theirs with. So I didn't know that. I just did it from the get go. The basic pay that everybody will kind of try to give you a lot of times is around 300 an hour, and I know that sounds decent, but not really. You can make way more. You can make anywhere from 500 to 1,000 an hour easy. I won't take anything less than the 500 an hour for any of the modeling jobs that I do, and they will always go between 5 and 1,000 an hour. So that's why it doesn't really matter if people say, "Oh, I'm not going to do this" or "I'm not going to do that." You're like, I don't care what you're going to do. I'm not at your house. I'm not in your inbox. You're the one over here hitting me up. So if you accept things in your life that are low, they will just treat you like you're nothing. You don't need to relocate to do anything either. You don't need to be spending any more than 1 hour with anyone. You don't. They'll try to offer you a bunch of different stupid things like, oh, if you come and spend the whole weekend, or I'll fly you over this much, or it'll be like they'll say if you do 3 shoots, we'll pay 500. That sounds like a good deal because nobody gets usually 500 at work. You know, that's like a 2 week thing from a 9 to 5. But when you're dealing with entertainment, 300 is typically the lowest that you will take an hour. I don't ever accept a $300 an hour thing. So it's your choice if you want to. I don't do it because I said I wouldn't. I just don't want to do that. I've never actually done any shoots ever with another person. I we could do any of it. We direct it. We do all of it. You know, in our school that we do it. That's what we do. We're beauticians, and so I teach the cosmetology program, and so that's where this even comes in at. And so we do tons of photo shoots, and we've never had to actually lower any of the girls' standards or have them do anything that they did not want to do. So when I got out here to this part of the industry, it was pretty trashy. I felt like none of them really cared about their model's best interest, and I felt like they were willing to put them in situations of danger and selfishness. and it really disgusted me. So with our group of girls, we're gonna make our own group of women. I would like to see it like the Playboy Mansion kind of be redone over again, our style. And models is what we create, and so um, I just think that the girls should be. I do like how her models looked. At least she has at least nice looking models. A lot of the models are not very nice looking anymore. People just think that if you do it and you model, that that means that you're trash, and it's not trash. The original Playboy bunnies were very beautiful, and Hugh Hefner took great care of his women, just like Vidal Sassoon did his clients. It's just that over the years, every other generation that takes over businesses, they pretty much ruin them. That's what's happened. People just think that I hate to say, is white look like European? Or is that different? Hi, babies, I love you so much. Okay, so I guess I'll just be honest. I'm white as fuck. Why is that? Okay. I don't think they have very good choices for body type either. BBW. BBW. Bath and Body Works. Big Beautiful Women. So BBW stands for Big Beautiful Women. I don't think that qualifies. So I have athletic, I have average, or I have curvaceous or petite. I don't want to be average. I'm too chunky to be athletic. Fuck. In my mind, I would like to be athletic. I'm not going for the big woman or tall and slender. It's not gonna work. So hair brown. This is funny to do if you ever have an issue with any of your people cheating. I always like to go into their website settings and change them to say things like they are extremely overweight and they have a small package. That way, nobody tries to hit on them, and it's really funny. Spokane is said to have some of the trashiest people out there to possibly date. Nobody wants any Spokane people, not even people from Spokane. No model people, they really don't like Spokane. So that's the truth. Everybody will even say, is there anybody like, do you ever come over to Seattle? Like Spokane, since I moved up here, everybody claimed has some terrible dating options. They were very unique. I'm not gonna lie. When I showed up, Spokane has a bunch of wannabe gangsters, and when I got up here, they legit was like trying to get me to buy them some shoes. It's like part of their like ceremony of getting a girl and sharing it amongst the group or something. I'm not sure what that, but it's an actual thing. They all want to know if you're gonna buy them some Jordans. It's not just a Jordans; it's a whole outfit. And typically, the guys have more than one girlfriend, and sometimes, and this even happened to me, the different dudes from the group will actually initiate for the girls to meet each other by accident, but on purpose. And you'll see your own dude's shit at this other chick's house that you're at. So it's always an interesting experience with Spokane boys. I don't know if it's still like that. I don't see a lot of the pants being worn below their butt cheeks anymore. So that's kind of the era that those guys were in. But and that's nice to see. I haven't seen too many people wearing pants below their butt cheeks, and you're never gonna believe who does. Out of everyone in the world, my own fucking daughter now thinks she's an OG gangster, and she wears pants that are 4 times too big under her butt cheeks. Isn't that nice? You're like, that's just the way it is. Literally. You know what's interesting? I've been spending thousands of dollars on this diet of hers that she's been wanting to go on. Why the fuck would you go on a diet so you can wear pants that are 3 fucking... Where'd you get those pants? Whose fucking pants are those? I don't feel good. I can feel it in my chest. I'm whining. I didn't even see it coming. Okay, so just to touch base really quick on the Seeking Arrangements website. As I said, I met Jeff there. Jeff periodically posts or makes himself known. But it was just this site. How did I find it? Probably right after that interview when I accidentally applied for the porn script writing job. They did ask me about all this stuff, if I wanted to do any of their webcam stuff, and I just didn't know what to do in the moment. It was just so much. It was weird. I was not expecting that, and I'm a teacher, and I'm a mom, and I'm all these other things, right? And so I was like, what is happening, bro? I have to leave. And I did not take it, but I did find myself thinking about it, kept thinking. So luckily, God was like, all right, bro, if you're going to do this, you need to think about one other thing. And that was actually the same time that I learned about the law of attraction. And so it was a very, very, very God sent thing to learn at that moment. The law of attraction is what you manifest from and how you manifest lovers, people, opportunities, everything. And that is an app you can download if you want to look more into it, but it'll tell you why the type of people that are in your life are in your life. It's going to tell you from what parts of your body and thoughts and what mindset that you're in that it could be bringing those people towards you. And it is actually a magnetic pull from something within yourself. Whenever they have ever said to you in the past, like it feel like something about somebody else, you probably just do like something about yourself. Like if they're not lying, they just didn't really say things in a way that was really like helpful to anybody. It's just more so hurtful to everybody. The generations before us, they like to hurt people's feelings whenever they point something out. So that's actually a form of abuse, and it's literally they would not be allowed to tell you anything by literal like if a professional ever heard them one time talk to you the way that they ever have, if they ever even calmly insulted you and told you how you were doing something was wrong and then left you with no other plan of action, if they left you feeling icky, if they left you feel confused, if anything they've ever stopped and said to you left you feeling worse than before when they got there, that person does not get brownie points for nothing. They get karma. First of all, you guys are amazing. And so anything that you do choose to do it because you feel like doing it. And know that as you think about how you're going to manifest whatever it is into your life that you're going for, you got to be honest and you got to be pure and you have to be authentic. So anytime anybody else is interfering with you and making you feel like you are walking on eggshells around them, they're interfering with that procedure. And you will not have the results that will satisfy you. You have to be your true self. You have to enjoy what you're doing. And you have to be the one in charge of your decisions. Like, if I know how it feels to have somebody on one shoulder and then another person on the other shoulder, basically like a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a parent. Typically, that's the division. Sometimes you don't have any control over your life. And everybody has a lot to say about everything that's going on, and you are just living and you're just there. So some of you guys have been actually coming up for a few of you in relationships that whenever you think of another suggestion, you have to ask your partner, and you actually feel before you even approach them always. I feel it right now as I say it, that you think deeply about how to best approach them to get the result. So I don't know if you don't usually get the result and you feel like you have to do this to get a chance at a result. The chances, if that was the case, the chances would need to be very, very low for you to have to walk on eggshells to the degree that you do. Um, Otherwise, some of you guys are just in a habit of actually preparing information before you speak whatever you have to say. That needs to go away. You need to you don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to tell people what you're doing for the reasons that you're actually spending all that time. You just need to let them know, because if they were to find out later on, if there was ever a time later on down the road when they would ask you maybe about it, how would it feel to you if you didn't tell them before they found out? That's really the only thing you're looking at. You're not really looking at, are they going to agree with you? Most of them, they're not going to agree with you. It's a fact. Nobody agreed with the people in the Bible when they woke up and said God told them to do something or follow them. They didn't agree with those people. It's said that a calling is something that's very random that God puts inside of your head, and it's said that it's a fact. Look it up. It literally says it's going to be some random thing that will disrupt the dynamic of your experience wherever you're at. It will put you in a situation to have to actually move forward without nothing, pretty much, or stay behind and give up your dream that inside of you speaks to you every single day, and that's something that you'll never stop thinking about and never get over. So those are your options. You either actually do whatever the calling is that's in your heart and your mind and your body, and you have one. All of you have one. For me, since I was little, I've always loved to entertain. My first dream job was to be the voices in the cartoon characters. And then I would always sing songs, Celine Dion actually. Titanic, My Heart Will Go On was one of my favorites. And it was always in the back of my stepdad's semi truck. Sounded like it echoed. And when he was gone on the road, I would be on the back of the boom truck. It was very flat and it looked like a stage, and I was forcing my sister to try to do songs with me, and she didn't have the right beat. And I would say, "No, Tasha, it goes, oh." She'd be like, "Ah, ah." I'm like, "No!" So fucking pissed that the beat was wrong because I was an ass. And then I ended up being a teacher, and I do a lot of stage work. And no matter what it's been for me, I've always used my voice, whether I do the life coaching or inspirational, or I do tarot, or I do videos, or I sing, or I pop jokes, or whatever it is. I like to actually entertain. So that's what your passion is. That's what you're being asked to tune into and figure out, and that's how you're going to make the most money. I'm pretty much already. Oh yeah, we're supposed to be finishing this. I was gonna say I'm pretty much already done with this, motherfuckers. How was I referred to you? You found me. I'm not gonna be a bitch. I'll say sexy chops. Don't be a bitch. They don't actually like that, even though sometimes I'll get in arguments with them, and I will tell them that I'm gonna take all their women, and I do think I can. Well, actually, that's not true, because a lot of women, they stay where they're at, or a lot of people that just suffer from abuse, because everybody actually likes it in a sense. So we are on to the next stage. Ooh, well, we already know what my stage name is. That's not going to change. Well, that went well. Everly Rose Works Rose is my middle name. I put Everly because Evergreen is my favorite. I'm from the Evergreen state, so that's where the Ever comes in. Oh gosh, now it wants me to show off my modeling skills. Well, I don't have any photos on there. See, that's why we didn't want to do that on there. You have to submit, so we're replying right now. So that actually went really smooth. That was an easy peasy application if you have pictures on there. I might. I try. Maybe I should just give them my scan of my OF. Activating change. Hostile. Past ever loved one is not, you can't feel their energy. You feel like for some of you have been searching for a sign. That's something that is very rare. If you're looking for a sign from a past over loved one, for one, just don't be doing that. It is looking for a dead. It's literally with respect to looking for somebody who's passed. It. I don't feel like I looked for people that I've had pass, but I've had 4 members of my family pass, and I could not stop seeing their bodies, and I would not be able to sleep for many years. Like it was bad. I would just stay up for hours at night just seeing them over and over in those images. Oh my gosh, it's been literally it's a very haunting and messed up part of my life. So no, I've tried for a long time to stop having PTSD from the flashbacks from seeing people that are passed away. Some of you guys haven't. You didn't maybe see this person when, like, you didn't see them passed. I don't know that I'm picking up possibly that maybe some of you have not seen people, which is a good thing. Your energy towards looking for a sign or an answer from somebody who's deceased is very lighthearted, and you need to know there's nothing lighthearted about the passed over. If you're this confused and heavy-hearted over the death of whoever we're talking about, then they're probably that lost out there in the 4D. The 4D is both heaven and hell for those of you who don't know. And when I learned that, I just was really amazed because there's 12 different realms, and I guess heaven and hell are not at the top and the bottom after all. And it just really shows that there's no division between God and the devil. They don't have time to care about ruining our lives. Our lives are easily ruined every day with our own thoughts, behaviors, actions, and lack of. Everybody wants a reason or somebody to blame, but if you look up what the 4D is, it is actually 4 levels, and it's both heaven and hell in one. And every other realm we haven't went that far. We haven't studied a bunch of this stuff because I just learned about it like a year ago, and I get these words while I do these reads, and that was what came up. And so it's pretty amazing to just be able to know that, even for what we just said right there, just knowing that God and the devil live in the same realm next door to us. There is no high, there is no low. There's danger though in there, and some of you guys are just now entering this. This is going to be a different tower moment for some of you guys. It was for me. And like I said, I personally actually handled 4 different deaths. And on the 4th one, I actually did not identify my own father because I couldn't handle another body memory. And I'm not gonna sit there and tell myself to do anything just because that's what we have to do or that's what you think you should do. No, you need to do what you're into it, like what your this area right here is your activator. This is your compass right in here. You're going to go on your feelings now because your mind, all of our minds, honestly, I'm not going to lie. I don't know that really any of us, if you even smoke weed and shit, I'm gonna be ordering some, like, I'm like into chemistry. And something that I do at work for the hair industry is I break down the product's chemistry and I know what each ingredient actually does and where it's derived from. And my family's very big into chemistry too. We have a lot of very smart people. And I asked Jeff actually a month ago if he would order me, literally, I want to test like the water and I want to test all of our lakes and our rivers, and I want I'm literally Aaron Brockovich and shit. But in this case, I want to test the actual marijuana that's coming from the dispensaries because in the last year or two, literally, dude, my memory has just completely changed. And another thing that I've noticed is that none of the stuff down there, it doesn't taste or work the way that anything that we used to have when we were younger does. You just can't find that straight, delicious, dank dank. The stuff we used to take from mom, when she wasn't looking. That's like delicious lemon, friggin' juicy sparkle push kush. Where that even where'd it go? Um, and it wasn't even until like a month or two ago that I started to think, dude, they totally have been actually now have complete control over all of the even the Mary and everybody. If you guys even think about it, dude, we've obviously invented dabs over the last few years, but like I don't know how you guys are feeling about your memory, but I literally used to be able to at least remember where I put something, and now I can't remember literally a single centimeter of where I could have even walked with the item. And even worse, sometimes somebody, I'll like introduce myself to them, and they'll be like, "I know who you are." And I'm like, "Hey man," I'm like, "Oh my god, what did I do?" And then they'll be like, "I went to your house," and I'm like, "Dear sweet Jesus," and he's like, "Don't you remember? We were like, we had a dinner and." Da, da, da. No, I fucking literally don't remember him one teensy bit at all. So those are problems for me. I've never had that issue before. And I was just thinking maybe that I was dabbing out too much, but now I was thinking realistically, I can't help but wonder, honestly, with all the other changes and all the other tastes that are different and all of the other effects that are different, and the fact that, I mean, it does what it does, but it's just not the same as it used to be. So we'll get some test things and we're going to start actually breaking down all of the chemistry of everything. And I'm really excited to honestly create our own little science labs and be able to actually just challenge everybody. And hopefully over the next year or two, we don't have too much time because they're disgusting pigs. But the people above us, if we don't do something about everything that's just really going on, we're not going to have too much time left to even enjoy this world or this earth. So no matter what it is that you choose to do, just find joy in it. You have the Fool card here. You can see right here. You need to take a leap of faith. You have the Patience card. Yeah. Oh no, it's Judgment. Again, you have a lot of good judgments, dude. So it's straight up saying that you have the Fool card to start. Then it goes right into Judgment. And you're going to be analyzed and you're going to be expected to do something at least. There's one right thing to do because right after Judgment comes out, and it's in the upright, but how come it got so serious all of a sudden is the Wheel of Fortune comes out right after that in the down. So the angel in the Judgment right next to that, it's not like, oh yeah, the judgment's going to be in your favor. Like if you go to court and you sue somebody, they're like, you win 10 million. The Judgment was straight an angel coming down fucking, it's giving you this it's saying, take this fucking leap of faith. And boom, it shows up and it's looking at you. So it could be like one of those little, videos that you guys see where Jesus is behind the dude when he's not supposed to laugh in your little reels that you watch. Because it's like boom right there, right after you're being asked to take this leap of faith. And when you take that leap of faith with the Fool card, you are leaving things behind. Like it's not like you're taking a leap of faith living in the same house, but maybe you'll try to wear blue jeans today and you usually wear black leggings. That's not what the Fool card is. The Fool card, it could be for some of you uprooting and moving somewhere completely away, because the Fool has one little bag that he brings and it's so small. It's the smallest bag. It's like if you were like freaking Forrest Gump and he actually packed a bag. He's like George Strait when he only has his little bag, and he takes carrying his love with me. It's the tiny little bag. Like the Fool doesn't care about a bunch of items, so that tells me you're leaving things, and you would have to be in a carefree feeling and lighthearted spirit to do that. So if you just feel in your heart like when you're being asked to leave something, if it tugs at you and you would stay behind with that thing, then this may not be the time for you to take that leap of faith. But what I see that happens when you don't is your wheel of fortune stops. So whatever you choose to stay and work on longer, there's someone or something you're not ready to give up on yet. So your wheel of fortune will stop on whatever person or whatever matter you're basically obsessing over. So before that happens, ask yourself, is that really the type of life that you want to live for any more time? What is the problem that you are consumed with? What do you think about more than other things? I feel like this is going to be that one thing on your mind more than other things all the time, all the time. It doesn't have to be negative, but it's consuming you. It's the thing you think about more than anything. It could even be for me a lot of times it's getting my mortgage paid every 30 days, paying all these bills. And so for me, my finances can easily consume me. And in the past, it was Edward. I've had a few exes that really had a very strong emotional attachment to my soul and heart and everything. It was very sickening. It makes you very, very sick. So if you're in a relationship that's making you feel icky, you will have to work really hard and you're going to have to say goodbye. And I don't really know how to tell you how to do that. I've never really had to do that. My family is straight call the police. They'd make me do it. They freaking throw us in jail. They will literally get us Romeo and Julieted. So, yeah, every single person I've ever dated, I'm not even gonna kid you around. Whether I get in some duked out fight with them, or my family's like, you guys are getting in fights and we're gonna make you break up. Either way, I've always dated super toxic people, and I'm pretty obviously toxic. And a lot of people, they might have that Harley Quinn Joker spirit. Some of you guys in this group may be more like that. Um, I just see somebody that's flipping people off, and you're just enjoying yourself, and you don't seem like you're really frowning too much on the person that you are. But you're getting to an age now where you're being asked to grow up with the time, and you won't be satisfied if you don't move with your timeline, your time frame. Some of you guys could remember, there could be somebody here that has a tattoo on their face. I'm picking up somebody who has face tattoos. Just seeing tattoos in general, but I feel like the meaning of that was just that things are actually going to really take off for whoever you are. You're going to get some kind of position. I just saw you gain a career opportunity. And the reason why I saw face tattoos in with it is just like your face tattoos may not even look at it with respect. Like there could be somebody who may have a crooked part on one, but sorry, I'm being all like critiquey. None of that even matters. I was like, what does that matter that they're tattooed? I'm like, God, like, can I please send a message? That you're gonna get a big opportunity, a career one. And I think maybe I'm just the one who's impressed by that. So maybe, people that judge people that have all those tattoos and piercings and everything, just showing, you get to show us what's up. You get to come out there and straight make more money than a lot of people with your crooked face tattoo. And you're always somebody who loves that tattoo. So we're the rude one over here. And so
little by little, everyone can just hopefully do exactly what I just did, insult somebody, and then realize that you're being a bully and that you're the one with the issue. And I can already see which one of us has the issue because I can channel your happy energy. Like I said, you love who you are. And maybe you didn't even know your tattoo was crooked. I'm sorry. But yeah, it is what it is. The only thing that only needs to happen is that I needed to not be rude. Nobody was rude in that whole thing except for just me. So even when you are rude, you can say, "Oh man, I just acted like that," and you get to decide within yourself. It's always within yourself. Even if you're sitting next to somebody and they're like, "That was something rude," if you were already thinking that, they don't need to be telling. That is not them being a good leader or a good friend or being patient. They just like lacked in all of their necessary skills as a bystander to let you have processed and actually handled that situation the best way. So the more you just learn about the ways that professionals would, by law, by law. And when these things happen, when you're talking mental health, when you're talking yourself, when you're talking your goals, your dreams, you are protected by the law at all times. And I hope you know that. No one who doesn't have a mental health, degree and hasn't studied it should be walking up to anybody and telling them what they think. And especially not in a rude way, because they're saying that they're there to tell you something that God wants you to know. And since God made you, you got to really just picture these people, honestly speaking, for God. And since He can see everything, if He could say what you don't say, what would He really say about how you're being talked to or treated for some of you guys? Do you think that when you and Him acknowledge the fact that in your heart you're ready to have more, do more, be more, that it doesn't bother Him as a friend to you to see that you didn't change anything after that long talk you had with Him the night before? It does hurt Him. And it doesn't hurt Him like you need to avoid Him. Somebody told me to think of God as a parent to us, but a different one than they explained from the old days. They said, think of it as you're a parent today. Think if your kid didn't talk to you for however many hours or days. For some of us, it's really hard on us. Some people love their kids so much, and so they basically just worded it like that without trying to make me feel as much as I did about it. But they said, basically, imagine yourself not speaking to your own child or your own favorite person, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever it is that, your heart is always, wishing was there with you. Everybody has a thing or a person that their heart turns to for comfort. And God sees you always as His important thing. And God did not make any mistake on you. Whenever you are thinking in your head if what they're saying to you is right or wrong, that's Him letting you know for sure they are not right. That person is definitely wrong, bro. If you are thinking in your head, is this right? No. God is literally right there in your energy, dude, saying, no, 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 no. So just know that. And that's how you're going to go from now on. You're going to go on if you just feel like, is this right or wrong? That's it. You're just going to feel right or wrong. And you don't need anybody on this earth to tell you what to do. You're going to find solutions. Everyone that's around you currently is not just a page of cups, but they're the page of cups in the reverse. These people lie. They make false deals with you. Like this cup of water has a fish in it. So like that would be a pretty nasty thing to do to somebody, but we did do that a couple times to one of my friends. Sorry, Paige. But yeah, you can offer somebody something like their energy is the type of person, even when they're at their best, to offer somebody like toilet water. Like, here, would you like a drink of water? And it's really from the toilet. But this was even in the down So maybe they don't even have no water. This person's coming from a sense of desperation. So basically, you're at risk more than usual. Give me your toy. Bring it here. Give it to me. They could be a Pisces. Give it to me now. You are done. Hey, did you just knock that down? Hazel, did you just knock this down? You knocked that down. Yeah, I need you to just at least notice it. Otherwise, I feel like you need to go to toy treatment. Don't do that again. I'm gonna throw it one more time and then you're gonna relax. Love you. Yeah, you're going through a rebirth. Yeah, if you guys go on a Seek, and you make a site, honestly, depending on what you're looking for, if you're somebody who's in a financial situation and you need to make money, that needs to matter more to you than the intimacy. I think with a man, it would be difficult for you guys almost to not have the intimacy overpower the other one. Just because you guys actually, you are wired that way. Men think like a shark thinks when it smells blood, or a hound dog. So you guys can't help it whenever you see something that you like, in an intimate way, or anything in general that a man likes. His brain is wired automatically from birth to actually look over and so if a man has actually respectfully trained himself to stay focused when any other good looking person walks by, that man has put a lot of work into himself, or he's been guided by some respectful leaders, because they're actually pre-wired to do that. So that helped me to I've never really been an insecure girlfriend ever, but for people who deal with the insecure fighting with your partner, those people who are always like, oh, you're fucking cheating and all that weird stuff, for one, I just gotta tell you, nobody wants you or your man. And you guys are good to go. So nobody's gonna want you or your man because, for one, you're like blowing up with all the drama. And for two, you probably have a bunch of kids under the age of 10. And neither one of you guys are running your own relationship very well. You're making it a big public mess. And then I'm just letting you know, just if it could like rest you a little bit of ease. Like, nobody wants you or your man. I'm also going to tell you that if you're thinking about leaving your partner after you have a couple kids, and you are somebody that's done that in the past and it worked out for you, you don't keep getting to do that after you turn into your 30s. The 20s is something that you get to do that for because of the age that you are. In your 20s, your personality is of a 20-year-old. You're a little dreamier. You're younger. Your skin's tighter. But really, it's about you just being more ignorant and innocent. Anybody who's about 28 and younger, honestly, is prone to be more adaptable, trainable, and you can pretty much mold them into what you're looking to have created. After that age, it's very far and few, honestly, that you can teach much. So the 20s had nothing to do with people being super popular or getting away with pimping people up. If you're not somebody or you have your foundation with work ethic, you're gonna fail like quickly once you get into your 30s. The 30s is a great place to be if you're somebody who has your basics in order. So if you don't have your stuff in order and you need help with any resources or anything, you can message me. And if I'm not answering, just keep trying to blow it up. I do see the messages here and there come through, but I do get a lot of messages. And so if you just if you need to, you can text me too. My numbers are posted in my information, but I don't like phone calls. But any texts, I'll do my best to answer. But I can help you guys get where you need to be, and that's gonna be the biggest and most important thing. That's actually what I do for work. I just came on here because we do business classes too, and they say anything that you want to teach, incorporate it with something that's called the "What's in it for me" generation. So I saw the people out here liked to do tarot cards, and they liked outfit changing videos. My daughters were always watching them. So, if you want to know how to bring your talent into today's day and age, and you need to understand that the clients who are going to spend the money on your products or like anything to do with the money, it's going to be 30 and under. It's pretty much 25 and under is going to be the money spending group of people. The middle-aged people, we've already gotten to a place where we're just kind of getting out of some really shitty relationships. Some of us have went through some separations. You might be actually penny pinching a little bit more in the second middle era. And then when you're an old person, you just don't buy a bunch of shit you don't need. They should be either really responsible or traveling and just a big old hoot like Willie Nelson or something. But either way, it's the 25 and under that you're gonna have to target if you're trying to make money. But it just depends on each career field too. Because right now, if you were a doctor, hitting them baby boomers is freaking key. Baby boomers right now is where the money's at. I'm gonna tell you. The old people, I was a little worried if we were gonna spend all their money or if they were gonna spend it on us, but I see that the entertainment business seems to be doing quite well. So we're going to start researching the crap out of that because I keep telling you guys that Facebook already offers 55,000 a month once I can figure out how to freaking activate it. But that's a lot of money. 55,000 a month. And I post that stuff for you guys to see on Facebook. You're gonna have to add me on Facebook, or you guys can. I do most of it public. So you just hit follow my channel. If you just hit the follow, you'll get to see everything that I post too. And if you're somebody who just wants to kind of stay updated on how we just not casually just become adults, because I don't know who you guys have as role models or influences in your life, but to be inspired is just the best way to keep yourself always doing new things. See, these ones will say, "Hi, I'd love to hire you for a big shoot in Seattle." I don't want to do a big shoot. I already have an idea if I do a shoot, and I will only do it with one person. It's my choice. And one thing that I won't do is somebody who says that they have a company and then they are also the model and the photographer and the agent. That's just so you're dumb. You're literally just trying to be out there boning people, and you're gonna literally take a movie that you make with all these people. So anytime somebody offers you to do something, you need to know that it's obviously worth it. If you get an easy yes, or if anybody contacts you for anything, you should just take that little note to yourself. Watch their eyes. Watch everybody's eyes. And just be confident in all of your deals. And do this research every single time beforehand. So this person, the one we just spoke about, they had at least 35,000 followers, but neither one of those were much. We had what, 29,000. Our tarot readers, they have way more than that, and they're sweet, and they don't have to do it with nobody to have more followers. So you just know anytime this website, that sexy one, Sexy Jobs, is not a website in 5 years I've ever taken a position from, but it's a great place for if you want to do maybe the webcam model, you can, or you could do the phone flirt model, and anybody can do the phone flirt or webcam, boy or girl. So you guys all like to flirt anyway for free. You might as well check that out. Um, Again, we talked about the Feet Finder thing. I don't have one of those accounts, but I can tell you I get a lot of offers to do it. I don't do anything that I don't want to do, not even for money. I don't do that. If you go to Seek and Arrangements, it's a place where you can scan different levels of people's worth, basically. It is also all legal that you will not be able to say anything if you do any type of website that's rated R. That's pretty much what the difference is that some places you can say things or upload pictures that you can't on other places. It has nothing to do with OF or Patreon or any of these places. That's not a place where you can talk about doing it, or you can talk about any of the things people think that you do on it. That's not what it's about. It's really about the fact that they separate anything that's rated R from being able to just be accessed by a child. If you are watching something that has adult content in it, it is by law that you have to separate it, and then a child should not have access to actually do that without the parent getting into trouble. So it's really to protect your community. I would definitely just look it up, and how you're gonna figure out what's best for you to do is if you like Vegas is fun too. Vegas would be so fun. I'm so mad. I would just go backwards and live another 10 years. Dude, I'm always thinking about careers, dude. They're funny over there. They ask me all the time too. Dude, those like ribbon dancers where they come out of the ceiling. I don't even know, dude. I just can't even with it. There's some sexy police officer ladies too. That'd be fun though in Vegas how you dress up. Go lay down. Go. I'm not kidding. Here, go lay down. You dress up every day and just go down there, but they don't make no money doing it like that. That's not how you want to do it, you guys. I'm telling you, like literally, I'm not trying to work brain, but I definitely last year. So much money. Probably in between at least 120 to 140,000, and I want to say I feel like in my head it was like closer to 200,000. I'm not even kidding you. So people actually their love language is to spoil people. They love it. I have never been spoiled in my fucking life. I'm loving it. This is great. I'm usually the farmer's daughter, so I'm trying to become more elegant. And so, Jeff isn't. He invested into my bills for the last few months. I hit back up. I didn't talk to him for a while, and then in June or July, well, I don't know, probably September, I hit him up and I was like, bro, I have a business plan. Da, 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 da. And that's what you need is to have people like that you can contact. Jeff is like, and I have a few, like, Maud's been really sweet to me. Jeff's been really sweet to me. I've had several, like, they've been really, really, really generous as my dreams, like, grow. So that's what the point is with an investor. On the SA, typically you're somebody who has goals or dreams, and you will approach your person with a plan, and you're obviously gonna be a cute, adorable little cutie pie, and you're an aspiring dreamer. That's what makes you cute. Like that's what being a baby really kind of is. That's the difference between dating and the baby thing. You're still you're even a better woman or a man because you have things that are already pre-set up, and as long as you provide quality and you have honest deals, then everything goes really well. I do want to say that everybody is just as um, skeptical, it seems like, is what you guys say is over there on Plenty of Fish. You're gonna find that if you're not somebody, I don't know what the hell you guys deal with out there in this dating world, but people are weird. They are beyond freaking. What is going on, dude? Are you? I don't even know, dude. Oh my gosh, dude. I've been living alone still for 4 years happily now. I'm scared for my life. So, uh, just when you come out now for a new taste of love, that's what it only needs to be. You need to stop saying, "Oh, are we gonna be together? Are we gonna stay together? Are we gonna have everything together, together, together?" No, you're not. Because realistically, what are the chances of that? If love takes authenticity, synchronicity, and purity and sobriety, how many people out there are all those things? Are you completely healed? Do you plan on have you recovered from your anger issues? Do you have any anger management courses that you can take? I know I do. Do you have any hoarding or anything that's around the house that honestly like repairs too? Like what repairs need to be done before the person gets here? Because you finding a man or a woman doesn't mean that when they get there they're going to do that repair. Those are all things that I realized that I was actually very my aunt and a few other people were like, "You're codependent." And so if you look into that, codependency is a thing. Um, you then have to even worry sometimes if you're going to fall into victim narcissism, and that's where you fall victim to yourself. And one of the quotes that helped me was that we're just not a victim anymore after you've had that first realization about something. You are a victim of abuse if you don't really realize it, but once you feel that pain and you're like, oh my gosh, that person was rude to me, even that alone is your realization. You don't have to, nothing has to be large. The smallest and quietest realizations are actually the biggest ones because that means that you even got it that close that quick. And I'll tell you, your angels do actually watch you. They watch over you. And if you're a very special one, they will come in for you. They will bring in a tower moment in your life. And a tower is a blown up freaking castle. So I just picture God, if he could punch the tower, it's him punching that freaking thing down because he's pissed. When I picture God bringing a tower in, that to me just shows you're special. Some people overdose. Some people just live miserable lives. Some people, there's so many passings every single day, and you're still here. I always think that we're still here. And they say that there's only 144,000 people that will do what you will do. So you may feel that much different than the rest of the world, and I'm okay with that because the reason why we feel that way is not because we want to be. It's because we can see things and figure them out faster than other people, and that's how we were made. So just do whatever makes you happy. You probably will end up, for some of you, being alone, and you'll like it a lot. But if you don't go, you're in big trouble, dude. Because God throws the wheel of fortune down in the reverse and stomps you wherever the fuck you're standing. Then wherever you say no, you stay. And then the next one is the high priestess in the reverse, which means you are smart and think you literally didn't do what you knew you should do. It's like you're in trouble from, like, if God was your dad. Yeah, it says you need to find solutions. The solutions that you need to find are not within your own mind. You need to go to professional people that say good luck is on your side. If you take this leap of faith, you have somebody around you who's coming up with the hostile card. Also, the Page of Cups in the reverse. And I told you they have mean energy. This person is typically a mean person, and they don't have they're scavenger. I say scavenge, and I feel like that, but I heard savage too. They could say they're savage. This says something about savage could be in particular, but there's nothing savage about you. That's heathen like. that's like this person just normally just picks fights, and they have the same energy as one of those homeless younger kids that's in a group down at the store that keeps coming near your window over and over, almost aggressively. Not that that's exactly what they do, but their energy level reminds me of that. That's how they come at you. When you know, like, I feel like, because those ones that come at you like that at the store, when they have that younger, aggressive energy, you could see that they could see that you clearly are not trying to talk to them. Your windows up, your doors are locked, and they still are right there, and they just actually get aggressive. And it's obvious that they probably definitely robbed people, and you were just lucky to be inside. But the fact that they're around your vehicle and just doing what they're doing, it just shows like their aggressiveness. And I feel like this person does that normally to you anyway. They're actually coming up as a very hateful, mentally hateful person, and they definitely attack you. um, it's this person that doesn't have they're not the type of person who actually attacks you in a brave, or I guess a real ballsy way. They're the type who would be the type who puts women and children down, but if a guy friend said something, they would actually cower down and kiss their butt. You know those guys that talk so much crap to their girlfriends, or it's the same thing. Like anybody that you see that talks crap, 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 and then they get next to somebody that they've stated, maybe they don't like or they have problems with, and then they actually are super nice and fake. It's that energy. So this person doesn't have actually, they're not actually strong, they're not brave, they're not better than you, they don't feel good inside, they actually feel very desperate. You could have mentioned to this person that you were thinking it's time for you to go separate ways. Something's bothering this person more than usual lately, and we can find out. Justice. They're scared that they're scared something is gonna happen. Let me say growth. Yeah, that you're gonna move forward. So this person actually, that's cool for you to be here today to know that this person actually knows that you're serious. So you're either doing something and are already changing, or the words that you've spoken to this person, they are at least smart enough. This person's not stupid. They're just petty. They're and Pisces don't have a very. I don't know any Pisces actually that move too far away from their comfort zone. And Pisces feel most comfortable in the darkest, most murkiest parts of the waters where nobody else wants to go because it's very scary. So Pisces, I can imagine, goes somewhere that no other sign ever is. And Pisces, my brother's a Pisces, my best friend Cynthia's a Pisces, and I have another friend of Pisces. I have a few Pisces, and all of them have wonderful personalities. They have such amazing customer service too. They're so amazing with the side of them that you don't know. It's it's very strong. And I've only seen maybe one, two, maybe maximum three people in a Pisces lifetime who have that bond with this person. But the Pisces is actually ultimately owned by a person. There's a person that owns this Pisces at all times. I have never seen a Pisces own themselves. And the person that owns them is not healthy for them. So they just, maybe they have an attachment as well that they keep saying, they're going to get rid of, but they don't. You're not waiting anymore. Yeah, you have expressed your feelings and the freedom of truth. Yeah, you're going to find that at the end of the day, all that you were feeling truly around you, you're going to be really surprised to just realize that them not even being anywhere near you in the house, and you maybe even not even realizing that you two were having a bad day, the fact that they're just not near you, you'll start to feel more happy. You will not get the anxiety that you used to anymore. You're going to notice that when you get off work at the end of the day and you come home, that you just honestly feel just amazing. For some of you, maybe you do feel sad. Maybe you hate coming home now after work.
Well, then I can imagine for you, this person treated you very well, and that you are the one that feels this way because you wish that you would have treated them better. So, your advice would be not to be sulking about it. If you are feeling so down about not having this great person around because they're clearly amazing, um, then the reason that they're not with you today is because you don't speak. You don't tell them sorry, or what do you? I don't know what's going on here. Now we have a whole different energy. You're being left whoever you are because you don't literally acknowledge people after you pretty much disrespect. Yeah, restricted. So whoever you are a quiet crime doer, and you, no matter what, you withhold your feelings. This is a yeah second. This is a second energy from the first one. You're a new one. You are a quiet, pessimistic. You are stare glare. I could see you just being a fire. With you're a bummer to walk into a room with whoever this second energy is. They they have a mean mug. You have a mean mug face. You don't acknowledge people when they walk into a room. I feel like you don't really seem to feel like you're connected to anything when in this particular space. I am picking up an energy that you intentionally set yourself up to look like this, or the person that you're dealing with sets them, like they go in and they sit down where they sit. I'm picturing them on a couch. Somebody who sits in with they want to be towards the end with their arm on the end, but you sit upright and you have a face that you make, and you don't like if they're walking in from over here, you would just keep your face this way and actually make a point to not acknowledge them. So all that's actually not, you'll get in trouble for that karma wise, because all that you planned, even if anything is bothering you, what we're going to do right now is we're going to understand why you do that. So if you are staring off and you're intentionally ignoring somebody, and you are pre-planning your posture, um, you intentionally don't acknowledge somebody when they walk into the room, you clearly have self-control, because some people can't. They have to walk right into the house and freak the fuck out instantly, like you fucking, you know what I mean? There's people that break things. There's people that drive 100 miles an hour to get to you. Then there's people that say nothing ever at all, and they say everything's okay. And so, as you can see here, we have some different levels of maturity that's being practiced here. You, whoever you are, the second energy here, it doesn't really even, in my opinion, seem to know that there's an issue. Is I don't feel that you guys, like when the second energy enters the room, I feel like it's just more of a surprise and a bummer to see whoever you're looking at look bummed out again. See, that's the thing here for you, is that you don't seem like you're a dull energy. You're a bright energy. And this other person, it's just totally catching you off guard. Whoever you're with, you could be dating somebody who is an absolute drag. I do want to say that it is intentional. So if that helps in any way to just set yourself free of it, that's completely not okay to bring negative energy around for attention. We're gonna pull some cards to see what this person would be doing that for. But yeah, don't bother with that stuff right there. And what I was gonna tell you is that if you're going down the timeline of what ages do each thing, everyone acts young like when they either get an owie, or their heart gets broken, or if they get into trouble. So if you have somebody that keeps lying and be like, I didn't do it, I didn't do it. You have to think, how old do kids sound like that at? So the reason why they're lying as an adult, saying I didn't do it, I didn't do it, is because as a child, people don't understand that from 7 and under, you have to teach children without ever insulting them how to do it. Because if you insult them and you tell them that they did it wrong, they actually get wounded right from the get go and they start believing they are a bad or less than person because their brain's not developed enough not to perceive it that way. So if you just learn more about the brain, you'll get smart and smart and smart. And anybody who does know about the brain, whether you choose to look into it, is already smart and smart, smart. So you're just going to be leveled out with wherever your smartness is. That's all that's really going to happen. Um, People who are smart, they just don't care when people do things against them. It does start to bother you less and less over time, and that's what contentment is you just feel loving yourself. And nobody can take that from you, and that's what God is coming in to do for you. And when He comes for you, usually you're taken from a place, and everything is taken away from you, and you're sometimes alone by yourself. There could maybe no water, no power. Maybe you don't even have a house. Maybe you're in your car. Maybe you're homeless, staying at some person's house. It's always a real fucked ass situation. I do want to say a tower moment comes after we don't listen for a long time, though. So it's a lesson to us. It says if we cannot do what we need to do, then yeah, sometimes angels will come down and they will get you to do it. Anytime a third party is intervening, it's necessary, and it sucks. But how many times did you guys argue or fight before this happened? With yourself or whoever it was you're dealing with. How many times did you say you were going to change and you didn't? One time is all you get. The universe just maybe was busy with other people because we disrespected. When we acknowledge that we did something wrong within our own heart and self, like that's all that needed to happen. It was never about getting caught. It was never about going to hell. It's about integrity. So, yesterday, Moa, it was amazing. And I love all the stuff you guys do for me, but I do keep track of everybody. And it's so funny? I'm not gonna lie. Facebook is fucking funny. Dude, you know Facebook is into the drama. For one, YouTube does not ever allow anything talked about as far as anything like sexy or inappropriate. They're very specific about um, every place that you go and do any of this stuff, you will have to be very specific with your words. Like even yesterday, I wrote, "You are perfectly young." Somebody was worried if they were to a higher age, and this person is not a minor, clearly, but that's clearly, you're not allowed to use the word young even in your inboxes. Some sites will tell you, sorry, but you've inputted some words that, are not allowed. Delete and retype it up differently. But other places won't give you the warning. You'll just straight up get a full blown screen thing that'll come right up on there. And it says, you broke the law, bitch. That is illegal. I've had like three, maybe 50. I'm scared for my life. If I just go down and I'm in the dang county, you guys are gonna have to bail me out, okay? We should all like, dude. I'm telling you, I need to get like a tattoo sleeve of your guys' phone numbers, just so that when we all get to the county jail, they'd be like, yeah. So you're gonna make a phone call? You're like, how the fuck you make a phone call? We don't remember anybody's phone number. So that'll be a cute little thing to do. We should all just be out and just enjoying each other as friends this year. And I can't wait to start making like a lot of money because you guys are all that I care about. I don't know what you guys want to do with the rest of your lives, but I'm trying to have fun. And I don't care about money. I'm going to spoil all of you guys with every dollar that I can. Um, I literally I like to know what you guys need and what you guys want. And I am very into, my love language is buying people gifts. If you come to me, you're trying to cry and drop tears over here and talk about what Nancy did to you, I'm going to try to pay you a 20 to shut the fuck up and get out of my face. So my sister, she's the one who likes to do all that tea time shit. And I love that she loves to do that because I don't.
I'm the sister who's gonna teach all of my nieces and nephews and every fucking lunatic damn kid in my family how to drive, apparently. And for years I was fine with it. Not last year. So I'm just straight scared my dude, I'm telling you, scared me at least 10 times. I'm not kidding, a little scared. I don't ever say that. Have you ever heard me ever tell you I've been scared? I'm scared right now, remembering. It was a fun experience. I did blog it for you guys. It's on YouTube. It is on Facebook. And oh my gosh, dude, these freaking kids, man, they were a hoot to be in the car with. There was a variety of ages, and I even had the straight pastor son in there. My daughter Miley, who's prettier than I am, she looks like friggin' straight. I don't even know what God's friggin' gift. And she's also somebody who's an Aries, and so she gets strikes me, dude. Aries don't mess around. This is Miley. If Miley's like, if you ever date basically another piece of shit boyfriend, but she doesn't even use any nasty words, she'll choose 4.27 of a word. She won't even need the full fifth of the word. Like Miley, Aries, when they talk about her being an emperor, they're not around. And Miley and Brooke are twins, actually. Brooke is not the same as Miley whatsoever, but I do want to say, I'm not going to lie. Bro, I'm pretty sure straight Miley was going to go down and stay. You know what's crazy? She's the most stunning one. And she also went to state this year. But Brooke, I had some time to work with. They're so fun. I just love working with all the kids. I just love kids in general. I just love the nieces and nephews and anybody that's young in the family over there. I just totally enjoy going and seeing. I don't get to see them enough. They're real cute though. They'll say, "Auntie Terry, you ain't been down here since friggin' August 15th of 2005," and I'm like, "Dear sweet Jesus," you know. They're like, "Yeah, you had your period too on the 19th. We've been tracking it." And they're like, "What the fuck?" They're like, "You were only with your last boyfriend for 7 years and 8.4 days." They're like, I believe you. So there's those type of people, and that's what you call personality B. In case you didn't know that, there's a lot of things that we're gonna learn that you're gonna be able to think back to these relationships. The personality AB thing for me just takes me right to Zeke and I, and it made my heart and tummy, and it gives me this feeling of the pain. So Zeke and I were 8 years, and he was a native, and he was an alcoholic. My family does not drink, and my sister died in a car accident from drinking and driving, and so up until I just literally became a drinker 2 years ago on a work trip in Florida, Paul DeGrioli, who's an Italian fucking short mobster and annoying ass motherfucker, literally screaming at the top of his lungs from the time he wakes out of his butt crack. Hey, hey, dude, and I literally don't have a blunt. I'm in another freaking state. Is this state like what is happening right now? Like he's like, hey, I said, dear, this sweet. Oh my god. He's like, you need to calm down. What? Calm down. You need to shut. Like I'm about to shove this Swiffer literally in your big mouth, bro. He was like, "What? You need to calm down." I'm like, oh my gosh, this is him driving in the car with his fat freaking Italian thumbs. With respect, because I still love you, but shut the fuck up, Paul. Literally, he wants to. He has to. So if he's not getting attention, he's going to be. He's that annoying kid who's just like my nephew Colton, and also like my freaking other friend Chris. I call him 8 Ball Chris. You can imagine why. But actually, it's not even because he's lucky that way, or that it's because he actually is somebody who would definitely have that. It's because he's the eighth Chris I know, and that works perfectly for Chris number 8. And I want you to know that I now know 12 Chris's. And if you're a Chris, I love that you're here today. But unless you want me to call you Chris number 13, 14, 15, and then somehow actually not realize that whoever the fucking number you are now on that list, Chris, you are now my supposed to be Chris husband, it's not going to work, okay? Do you think that now already at what, 13, 12, Chris's that we haven't figured out that this is not going to... Okay, I don't know what is going on with all of you Chris's. I don't know that I have any more of the same name. I'm going to start telling you guys that. Whoever comes to me and has like the most of the most, I'm just gonna do random prizes for you guys, and we're gonna make this whole thing fun. Whoever shares my little SKU for OnlyFans, which is $5 a month, and you get them to subscribe, I will pay the top 150 people $1,000, and I am tracking you. I do get notifications whenever somebody becomes a top fan. And you guys have different badges that they give you guys. Um, they give you guys even, there's some unique names. I'm not sure. I wrote them down, so let's see if we can concentrate and find them. But yeah, I actually write them. We don't care about that. Oh, see, now being rude. Just called the neighbor a bad word over here on this page. Nobody cares about this. We're trying to keep this one positive. But we have a new one too. Supposed to be writing you guys down as I remember. Yeah, I write everything down. Anybody that ever helped me in the past, any of the resources that I really loved, like the Ronald McDonald House, I really loved them. If you guys have never heard of that, the Ronald McDonald House is really sweet and they're really cute. They will let you rent rooms for like 20 bucks a freaking night if you're from out of town and your child has to stay in the hospital up in Spokane. And it's like right next door to the hospitals. So I didn't live up here at the time, and obviously that was a lot better than a hotel. And they have the cutest rooms. They're just like a hotel. And then it's like 2 or 3 stories. Has a gym, has a playroom, it has a humongous kitchen, and everybody gets like their own like space. So there's like multiple kitchens within this ginormous kitchen. There's a backyard with a lot of toys in it for the kids to play in, and it was literally just perfectly. It was so sanitary. Everything was just I couldn't even believe it. Super grateful for them. So do look into the Ronald McDonald House if you're ever up here and you have nowhere to stay and it's for a medical situation. They may be able to help you. They're super sweet. Um, and another one that was really sweet and I'll never forget was so if you guys are somebody who is struggling as a parent, PCAP is the only industry. They're nonprofit, but they not only have your back, and they're the only agency that has your back. All the other anything to do with parent, anything, kids, parent help, as a mandated reporter, you're pretty much being reported or already under the surveillance of CPS more than likely if you're to the point of needing resources. So it can be very scary, honestly, to be honest and reach out for help if you need to change a situation. Um, it's practically impossible to go to counseling and be honest because they would have to, by law, report it. So you can't talk about any actual fights you have with people. And even by law, if you were to go in there now as an adult and say that when you were 9, your parent punched you or hit you, but by law, they have to report that to CPS too. Like, so your parent gets a current CPS case. So no matter what, any mandated reporter has to, by law, report any type of abuse. So those are just like little things that you'll think about or you'll learn. Um, you'll also learn a lot of times that when you guys fight with your partner, some of you guys might have gotten into a fight with your partner. The second time DV's been coming up. I'm picking up an energy that some of you guys are learning the DV lesson where calling the cops on each other doesn't do crap for you guys. Gives you about what 1 year's worth of services, and you still miss each other, and you're sneaking around now breaking a restraining order to be together. Made shit way more worse. It made it way harder, and you also just realize that a state worker doesn't come to help when you call for help. They have a paper by law and they follow a protocol, and that is it. By law, anybody who has a degree has a policy and they have a procedure, and everyone in the whole office will go to the same filing cabinet, and that is also a procedure, a form that you can find online yourself. So how do I know what procedure forms are going to be brought to me anytime, every time? If you're, no matter where you're at, you have to look up the environment that you're in. So if you're in treatment, and let's just say I'm in treatment and I may get kicked out for smoking weed, how will that you would say? I wouldn't do that one. I would say I am a treatment counselor and I have caught one of my inpatient members smoking weed. What is the proper policy and procedure to handle this in Washington State? So that is how that goes. When you look that up, you just pretend you are the career person, uh, you will just be firm in how you ask. You know, whenever I am suiting up for victory, I imagine myself to be the person that would have that information. And since I work with human resources and I work with the government for the colleges and everything, I actually learned all that for school. And so I was like, that's interesting. I'm gonna go back and teach it to all my motherfucking people, dude. So yeah, anything I learned actually behind the scenes, dude, I'm bringing back here and I'll teach you guys what is going on. I'll teach you guys how the interviews, the hire, the fire, the background checks, everything, credit runs, credit scores, landlording. I could teach you everything from even how much you can be down in attendance before your financial aid gets taken away from you and you're in default. I can tell you at what age you can even apply for financial aid without having to go get your parents' documents, because a lot of people don't know these things. They don't know that maybe you're 18, but when you come to college, if you're under 23, you still have to go get all of your mom's and dad's, if they're alive, information, and you have to bring it with you for your financial aid, because they do consider you to still need to do that. And then, you know, to avoid going in and then just having these arguments with anybody who's a professional, especially in investors, just know what you're going in there saying ahead of time. When it comes to money and investors, if you sound like a moron and you don't have your facts in order, why would they loan it to you, babe? Why would they loan it? You know, I straight had this one client, dude. He, in my mind, he I feel like honestly, he was probably the right person overall. But he, to look cool or young, would actually flick himself almost back into a day of somewhere between 25 and 35 or something. Um, and it wasn't necessary. And he said he was flying to, I think it was Florida as well, to supposedly meet up with an investor, a friend of his. Um, I don't think that before that meeting, I knew that he wasn't even somebody who didn't have anything. So him sharing it the way that he did right off top actually opened the fact that he told everybody that he was less than. Nobody knew that prior. The before way that he carried himself made him look like he was already the person that he was supposedly going to go basically try to get money from. So it just flipped a switch. He should never have started to act different, thinking that would have been a better role to play. And another thing he did wrong, he straight wore shorts and some tennis shoes to this business meeting trying to get a lot of money. I've never seen anybody do anything like that in all my years. And I told him, you should probably not wear that outfit. And he was very confident. But when he came out, he didn't get the deal, friend or not. His own friend told him no. And so you need to not be so confident when you walk in. You need to be certain. Less is more with your facts. Some of you guys are going to get investor this year, or you need to get your credit score where you need to be so that you can invest into yourself. If you want to qualify for any type of loan, you need to have the same job for 1 year straight. You cannot switch jobs for a year. And as long as you make probably about 18 to 20 or more an hour, you will qualify for, at this time, at least 250,000 towards a place. I do want to tell you, it is extremely important that you consider being a homeowner more earlier than later, because my house is 2 lots and it's 2 stories and it is 3 bathrooms, 4 bedrooms, 2 living rooms, and has a wraparound deck. And my house was 200, and people this, and I got mine in 2017, and everybody that got theirs last year, they went all the way up to having to pay 250 for a single wide used trailer in town with a very tiny yard. So see how the difference is already. If you wait, bro. Yeah, I would not buy it. Do not buy no fucking do not buy a mobile home, you guys. If you're gonna buy a mobile home, you might as well just get one brand new right off of the brand new lot, dude. The second time you sell the mobile home, it can be almost impossible. Mobile homes, you need to look up the material of the house and the company that makes it, and it's all going to be available for you online. You do need to do your own research. Um, once you lock into a signed deal, you're not going to be able to back yourself up out of it. I had to go through 4 different realtors, and they all did something actually that was pretty crappy to do. Even my last one that I used, she sold me the neighbor's backyard, bro. And the dude came out and told me that's his yard, and I just knew that he probably wasn't lying. And sure enough, dude, the parcel number, she was wrong. She never owned her stuff, but that wasn't even the worst one. The ones before that, um, that one of them tried to sell me a straight full blown moldy house. My mom, she's seen it in a picture. She said there's black mold all over that roof. So I went to look at the house, and I actually just was channeling his integrity, and did the whole tour and then had the paperwork ready to go, and he was trying to get us to sign it right there. And that he would have sold us a moldy house. That's what I'm saying about the double wide trailers. That was the second one. We wanted some property in the forest so you could get property for really affordable. But well, it sucks, man. I should have just, dude, because back then my dream house in the forest would have been only 500,000. I already got offered 600,000 for this house today. So there's no way in heck you're gonna get a dream house in the forest for 600 today. That's how fast things are going up in price. I've been wanting a dream house in the forest for so long, dude. I want an A-frame. I have it all planned out. That's what you guys need to be doing is drawing up your blueprints and stuff. This is a year of honestly, literally, visually, like handcrafting your visions without interruptions. Because the people around you, bro, if they had any respect for a dreamer, they would, for one, already fucking be one, and they're not one. Because dreamers are just dreamers. We just get each other. We just know about life. We just know that somebody out there is happy and smiling and they get a happy twinkle in their eye, and we love to watch them enjoy what they love to do. And haters are haters. There's not a day in heck they're gonna just join us, you know what I mean? And like the days that they decide to join us is when they realize, just like what your favorite cops and the Reavers is experiencing right now. It's seeing that your opportunities and dreams are really coming true, and this is eating them up because you're finally to the point where you are treating them the way that anybody would treat somebody who is a risk to their personal energy and life. This person has been being very unkind to you. They say terrible things about you, and it's just not something that you have ever understood or want to understand. You can understand it for what it is, but you don't want to be like it, and you don't think that it's okay that anybody did it. There's not going to be a day that you need to understand that they didn't know what they were doing. Your duty wasn't that you were understanding what these people did it for. A lot of them think they have a good reason. Oh, there's the understanding part is maybe them explaining why they screwed you over. No, it's not. That's for them to deal with. Your duty is to keep yourself safe from this person who just did what they did to you, and understand how to not put yourself in that situation again. If God and you decide to let this person stay in your energy, that's between you and God. This person does not have anything to do with this final part. And that is maybe what they maybe don't know as deeply as it is said right there. But that's the truth. And if you look at things for how they really are instead of how they feel, never let your emotions overpower your intelligence. The way that you're going to say goodbye is because these people are a danger to your personal space, your heart space. And before, whether you were in your 20s, go down. 20s, you're just a believer. You really think maybe we go to college, maybe we can get this bigger place, I could switch my schedule and, let's go on a couple little vacations, and look, babe, we got all the bills taken care of, and we can rest assured that everything's all okay, and, maybe you have a baby and get married. It's just like, it's so much, and it was so not what humans were designed to truly do, not for the New World Order. In the old days, people were pushing babies out for literal slave work, for the family dynamic to be upheld, just so that even the man of the home hated probably everything about upholding all that crap. It was probably very stressful for him. There was no passion when it came to old day love, but there was very much hard work. And it's literally said in quote that when the labor got more than they could handle, the woman had another child to produce another worker. And it just carries on after this. I mean, it wasn't just slavery is not just something that happened to colored. It happened to the Jews. It happened to the women. It happened to even the girl in the It movie. She expresses the abuse that the women went through because, for those of you who are not aware of this, you know that the child, an adult could date until 1983. It took them that long to really, honestly, throw a fit. I imagine it was probably the rebel girls, because only the rebel girls and Dr. Dre and them were the ones that kind of went out of balance from the old days style. That's when the Flower Children hit. That's when everything hit the fan. That's when you saw rock and roll and everybody flip out. And Dre and all them were introducing their style, but I just don't see that Dre and all them experienced that the same thing that the girl in the It movie did. She experienced stuff that her dad and maybe just family abuse. So that's where rock and roll and the girls that became rebels actually acted out. For those of you who don't know, they didn't just decide, oh, we're gonna just misbehave and we're gonna just be disobedient. No, they were actually being mishandled and mistreated, and they were literally crumbling. Their hearts were so broken inside that they literally reacted, and that was their reaction. So it was in 1983 that, based off of them finally making such a big deal out of the fact that they were young children being forced to do things with adults, that's when things were made a difference. 83 was when they stopped making it okay for kids and adults. That's crazy. That should show anybody right there alone where these people that are leading us as their minds were at. They did not make any of these changes because they ever at one time ever thought they wanted to, or they never planned to. Changes, I can tell you right now from working with human resources in OSHA, that the reason why a change or a new policy or a law is put into place is because we have gotten some complaints that we investigated and were come back, they were found guilty. That is why things actually become a law. And so it's just crazy. So if I do that for work, and the more I learn about it, I just think to myself, that is absolutely completely insane to me. That it wasn't until that year, and it makes complete sense, just the timeline, everything. They just, nobody back then, they literally just don't have love in their heart with respect. And a couple people maybe thought that things should have been different. And I know that some of you guys have sweet grandparents, but a lot of them are bitter, hateful, angry, and lazy, blamers. And they do have anger and rage towards whatever happened, but we all have went through the same stuff now too. It's just the third generation, fourth generation. So basically, we're the comeback kids. So you got two options. You can either choose to do something to make the world better, or you can live like you're dying for one more year and hope that we don't. But if you choose to stay wherever you're at in misery, I just feel like what I heard right now in my heart just sank a little bit. They won't look back. You won't be looked back upon. Like, people are gonna move on from you. Like, the universe will move on from you. Like, it'll be your time is over for that victory or that opportunity. You'll have to catch it in your next life. And I do worry about that. Why wouldn't it? Just because you think you have more time to do something doesn't mean that you do. Sometimes people don't want somebody over a certain age. I'll tell you, it's a fact. Careers cut people off at certain ages if you don't have the perfect personality, so do be careful of that. I can tell you right now, me personally, it would be a very rare case scenario for me to hire somebody in their 30s to take on a management position unless I saw that you truly were a sweet, sweet person. People that are 30 and above, they don't typically learn new ways to do things. They are very stubborn in their way of doing things. And there's a little saying that goes in school, and it says it's way easier to approach somebody as nervous as it might be to walk up to anybody as a teacher and say, "Hey, Martha, you got to hold your hands like this when you use that tool," and they'll get lippy and they'll tell you, "No, I'm doing it like this. This is how I do it." You're like, "You need to do it like this," and you have to learn your communication, and you have to figure out some way throughout this student's curriculum to actually get them to listen to you, encourage this change, and eventually they do. Hopefully they will, but a lot of times they don't. But it's usually because they just don't have a good leader. I've always had every one of my students actually learn everything, and I've seen them all. I just love them so much. They're all just amazing, and it's really great to see all of any of you guys enjoy life and enjoy what you love to do. And there's only a couple things that you're really gonna love to do. I just heard guitar because that's what I love. I love the guitar. I love camping. I love sports. I love chocolate milk and beef, jerky, anything nature, water activities, pretty much like anything, just athletic or anything to do with outdoors. I just love it. I can't even. Camping is like a seal of the deal because camping is like my favorite place in the whole world. It always has been since I was little. Um, there could be, you need to think within yourself, what are those special little terms that people out there that nobody in the whole world would know would say that you would just be, it would touch you deeper in your heart than these other surface things. What do you really love? You need to dig down with your inner child, and you and your inner child will decide who your next lover will be. You will not date somebody for just wanting intimacy. You will be very patient or you will lose. The problem with this chapter, that if you rush, is that your opportunity lies within it. So if you choose the wrong door, you chose the wrong door. It's like a Saw movie up in there. You're not gonna die, but we did have triple death yesterday, so do be careful. I think to myself, what could a triple death be from? Where could three people die at once? If that was a possibility, a car accident. But I've also been picking up that feeling of whoever it is, if you guys are somebody who fights with your partner a lot, if you've been feeling uneasy around them, like they've been acting like they might hit you or do something a little bit out of their ordinary, or maybe they don't already do and you don't tell people, which I totally get. This person is under some stress, some extra stress. You may know why. I can pull the cards and we can see if it's like from a toxicity or a financial or depression. So we'll do that really quick just to be sure. But somebody's more stressed than usual. Also, we pulled yesterday that we pulled some information that I'd never done before. I actually realized something that I had never realized before with the narcissistic child to a parent. The parent to a child versus the child to the parent is actually a different experience. And so we have some, I really hate to just be so blunt with the words that I choose to use, but we have some straight narcissists. Um, these people that are coming up in this energy, and I do think that you are the person that is being talked about. So that's at least a good thing. It never feels good, but if you're somebody who actually cares truly about finding a solution and not having somebody to blame for the problem, then you will be actually excited to learn more about what you just found out. If you're somebody who feels irritated that this was a eureka moment and that maybe there was just a possibility that you could have had anything to do with it and this person's not completely all to blame, then you are definitely a victim narcissist with as much respect as I can give you. I just learned about the victim narcissist around Christmas. I guess it's been about a year now. It's crazy how time flies. But yeah, I guess it's been about close to a year. But I never knew about the victim narc, so those ones are different. The victim narcissist is somebody who actually falls alone. when something happens, even if it's a very like a death, it was like using the death. It was using death as a literal example. It was saying literally, even if somebody dies, if you've ever heard somebody saying the words, which I have heard, it broke my heart. Actually, never even like whenever you learn something, it's gonna go ting ting. It's gonna bring some memories together. You're gonna feel these in your hearts, and it's like a freaking puzzle. And it's just like when they do the flash scenes in the movies that are kind of a thriller, and she's like ting 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 ting, and they remember all the memories, and then it brings all the freaking clues together, and you figure out the whole freaking scene finally towards the end of the movie. That's what you're gonna have, a lot of those. And it was actually using an example that hit. It was a scene I saw with my own baby daddy when he was dying. But it straight up says that when it even comes to a death with those ones, that they will stand over them even at a funeral and say, "How could you do this to me?" Or this person, they left me with everything. Well, the me 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 me. I've heard that with 2 out of 4 of my deaths, and it just made me just think deeper about that yesterday. Um, it brought me like that sense of sadness, but I also felt the most important thing was that I gained empathy. I gained empathy for this narcissist all of a sudden in a way that I never had before, because if that's really how they feel like when they're in front of somebody passed away, even if they treat them like poop the whole time they ever existed, to them in their mind, they truly feel like this person just left them, they abandoned them. How could they do this to me? Like, that's really occurring inside of a narcissistic mind, because the narcissist feeds off of its sources. So it just hit me different. I realized, oh my gosh, like if you're an actual true narcissist child to a parent, that is deeper. It is deeper, and there's so many different like things that you're going to learn about this stuff, because there's different kinds of narcissist children to parents. There's the narcissist child that actually a lot of times can even have intimate relationships or even feelings with their parent, whether they do or don't. They think of it as the same way as a soul relationship. And so that is the child that interferes with you two going on dates. Or they might say that they don't want you to date. They might try to break you and your people up. They have actually been convincing you that that you dating has affected them in a way that it would be more positive and you would have a better outcome. This would be healthier for this person if you didn't date. But you'll realize, dude, that it was all literal selfish sabotage for them to keep you to themselves. And this person, if you've noticed that they get angry whenever you're around anybody else, jealous, like as if you would practically have been dating them, they suffer from the narcissism. And a narcissist, it does think it owns you. It does not think of you as your own existence. A narcissist thinks of you as what you can do for it. That's why they call it a supply. You're a supply to them. And so when you are the narcissistic child and you're the main one, you're the number one, you're the favorite one, this is going to actually affect you really damn deeply, because that parent has kept you from actually enjoying your relationships, even if you did get married, or even if you've ever tried to bring anyone ever home to a narcissistic parent. They will never ever approve of that person. But they will actually go and be friends with them right after they make sure that you guys break up. They basically, whatever you want them to do, a narcissist, like they will do the opposite at the time. And then when you're done with the whole escapade and you do everything the way they tell you to do it because you did it all wrong, you're going to turn around and see that maybe they're best friends with who the heck they just swore up and down you should never talk to again. And they will buddy up against you, and it literally will just like break you down again. It is actually a complete system of bullying, and it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. So it's pretty horrible. It's really crazy. But I guess if you just know ahead of time that that's how their mind works, you would just know. I guess it makes sense. That's how they do. When you think that you're talking to them, just be aware that for some of you guys, you're talking to people who are not empathetic and caring of you in any way. If you are not okay with whatever you say be in public, that's why I blog too. I'm not gonna have another person telling my story for me anymore, their version. I don't need them to talk about my stories anymore. I'm pretty much live 24/7. So I feel really confident that with my lives and as often as I do it, any time the police even showed up, I'd have a full blown out. Like you could watch my video, let's see what was going on that day. So that just keeps me from having to deal with it. Some of you guys will have those people in your life, and when you do, and you, especially if you have to go against them, they will try whatever they can to take you down. And they will not be honest, and they will stop at nothing. So just know that if you ever dealt with somebody like that, and you just felt like that what they did was really messed up, it really is. But God's dealing with that person, but they need you to focus on who you are and who He made you to be, regardless. And you're going to be somebody who will probably teach this particular information to another person because this is probably maybe for you some of your longest setback. This to me seems like it broke your heart the most out of everything so far that maybe ever happened was you not understanding how somebody can bring you up and make you feel so in love and then stomp your freaking soul into the ground. Well, I'll tell you what it is, and you're going to look it up and you're going to study what I tell you to study, but it's called grooming. It's the same thing the Epsteins use whenever they do. It's the literal traffic technique. You, if you were a girl, would be trafficked by this person if they actually had any extra skills on top of what they're basically everybody has the same talents. We're either distributors, players, liars, cheaters, stealers. You're the chef, you're the big dog, the CEO, or you are the thief, you know, the one who we know did something completely just barefoot and inappropriate for, you know, to get a piece of bread. So it's like that in every area of life. And you will flicker up and down and back and forth. So your ego needs to be put aside. Because if you get upset when you get moved around level wise, then you just want status. I'm just telling you guys this stuff because it's going to help you grow faster. You just gotta look at everything. You literally have to be happy for other people. You have to be content. You have to be healed. You have to be pure, and you have to be. You have to have your basics in order. It's like it sounds like a lot, but it's where we got ourselves into. Um, this is nothing compared to like if you were CPS and DOC involved. Some of you guys might be. Dude, when me and James straight freaking got DOC and CPS involved, it was nuts. We were freaking lunatics. Apparently, I went from being a straight fucking law student who was straight A fucking athlete. Of course, my mother's pride and joy. She loves me. I'm her obviously favorite child. So I've been kicked out of the family 654 times. Kicked out of the fucking house so many times by this motherfucker over here that we have two police officers that live on the next damn road over, and we live out in the damn country where I come from. And I shit you not, dude. We're talking 2.5 miles, and every time me and my mom were very similar, so I can't even talk crap. But if you make me and my mom mad, we have a little saying, and it goes something like this: "Get the fuck out of my fucking house," and that's it. Like we both are the same on that aspect. We're the only two really like that in my whole family. My sister, she'll be like, "Get out of my house right now," and you're like, "Why are you sitting like that? Why are you looking like she's like, get out right now?" Because she's like trying to be like her new and improved like thing that she's doing, but I don't even care. I'm just like, dude, stop freaking looking at me like that and let's finish the conversation. She's like, I want you to leave my house right now. And you're just like, yeah, I bet you do. You can sit there and start so many fights and you can't even finish this one. But my brother, he'll just straight, I feel like Colton, he's just like a ninja. He was just like, you'll see my brother do what I used to do when I was younger. You see Colton straight just drive off down the road. That's how that goes. I was the same way when I was younger. I actually taught him most of what he knows. He's Pisces. I'm Cancer. Sister's Scorpio. Mom's a Leo. But yeah, you just need to know those things. hopefully you guys can just be at a place this year where honestly, I'm more than likely all your haters, they still probably hate you. And that sucks for them. But this year, we're getting out of here. We're going to do great things. We already obviously are. I've already taught you how to make, at the minimum, you could be making $300 to $500 at least an hour from what I gave you already on this. And it just never stops coming. I can teach you how to, that's what I do. I love to teach people how to find their careers. So, with the internet available now, there's just so much going on. If you are interested in doing any type of business, then save up about like $150 and we can do a class and I'll show you how to apply for a business license. Or if you want to save up about 350, you can get a business license that actually has insurance. There's different ones. There's your sole proprietor and then there's your LLC. And it would be better, but I don't know. I've had 4 already and I've never had an issue. Thank God for that, dude. But yeah, I'm on my 4th one, my 4th business license, and it's going well. I do need to call Roger. What the fuck is going on with Roger, dude? Seriously. I'm actually should check this email. I always forget the stinking passwords all the time, and it's kind of annoying. Freedom of media. Oh, there's this funny little thing I heard it said. Let's go to the Department of Revenue really quick. There's taxes due right now for some of you guys if you do have businesses. So that's something that will be blowing us up for. I don't know. Everything else they be, my videos are typing like as slow as a dying turtle. Because I don't feel good in my, I'm gonna get white. Because somebody got me sick, probably when I went to get ice cream from fucking Rosars. I feel my, so I'm getting, now I'm gonna sound like Pee Wee Herman. So I'm on the Department of Revenue. That's what I'm doing right now. Department of Revenue is a great, easy place for everybody to find all of your information. It'll update you on any of your tax returns. It updates you on any of your vehicles that need to. Stupid bitch. Oh, sorry. Tourette syndrome. Bro, I'm gonna punch you in the nose. Oh my gosh. See, that's why nobody. I understand why you guys are like, dude, I'm not doing this. I'm done with it. You're like, I already know, bro. Dude, nobody likes it, bro. Thank God. I actually am worried about shit. Alright, so I'm just gonna turn it for a second. So I just wanna make sure that nothing shows.
Well, that was cool. I just needed to apparently file my quarterly return for my business. So that was easy. It's complete. So now it just says I want to print my confirmation and my taxes and everything that I need to do for my licenses is good. So it's super easy. When you just literally just make your own password and you come on there. It's gonna connect to the Washington DOL. That's what that is your Department of Licensing, and it covers all licensing. So it'll tell you if you owe money. It's gonna tell you if your licenses are active, if they're at risk of being deactivated. So it's also apparently time to. Well, the license you have to. This one apparently you have to get a new one every year. That's dumb. Really? Maybe it's been more than a year already. That's crazy. Really? Probably. Your my teaching and cosmetology one, they both last too. Well, that was fine. I didn't really know what they were gonna send a letter for. You never know. I mean, obviously they can send you a letter and be like, oh, I mean, even if somebody wrecks your car, then you're gonna get information on any of your vehicles, any of your licenses in general. I'm gonna see if like you can. I don't know how it works. I've never gotten like a passport before, but that'll be something. But definitely you should look into downloading those apps that I tell you guys about. Then you will just be on top of whatever goals that you're trying to set. You don't need to be reliant on another person. And if you are feeling very weak and emotional without them, it's not gonna, I don't feel good. I'm getting whiny. It won't work out for you because you're bringing that kind of negative energy towards another person and they don't want to be with that. You don't even want to be with yourself when you're bored down with your mind with yourself. But I'm gonna take that bubble bath and I love you so much. You're amazing.